legitimating narrative of our government, the United States, is social contract theory. And keep in mind that it was a historically pinpoint who people were that invented this social contract, invented it, and invented it, by the way, based on an understanding of human nature that, by the way, we don't accept anymore. There's an awful lot of their views about what made a human being. You know, I didn't even know that blood circulates. I mean, there's a heck of a lot of stuff they didn't know. So today we need an updated version of our social contract theory that explains how we make laws that are just. Justice is based on this narrative, and you have to update the narrative in order for you to feel like this is scientifically based justice. And so we have John Rawls. If you go to law school, you will have in graduate school 2 3-credit courses to study John Rawls. The first one based on his first book, A Theory of Justice, and the second one on his second book, Political Liberalism. And there were competitors, by the way, so he's not the only one that's dealing with the idea of how the social contract should be updated in order for us to have a sense of justice. And obviously we need it because we're still arguing over who ought to be a member. Individuals that have a green card, are they members of our social contract? Yes, but they're limited members, right? People that don't have a green card and don't have any, they're not a citizen, do they have rights? No, they don't. Not under our social contract. Only citizens have rights. Or those that we legislate certain rights to. But individuals that are illegal aliens have no rights under our law. So you don't have to feed them, you don't have to house them, you don't have to give them health care, you don't have to give their children education. Of course, a lot of them try to get here while they're pregnant so that their child is born here, because that child is legally a citizen. Yes? Lots of people do that. Chinese people do that. They come here for birthing so that the child will not only be a citizen of China, but also of the United States or Canada. Although, kind of an interesting thing when you look at social contracts worldwide, right? Because of the influence of the United States, especially after World War II, lots of the countries adopted social contract theory as their legal basis. And so you have lots of countries that have these citizen contracts. And basically you end up then with an interesting conflict because European countries believe in blood. Their citizenship is based on being born not only in the country, but you actually don't have to be born in the country. You just have to be born to members of the country. So if your parents are Germans, you're a German, right? And if you're born there as a member of the United States, my oldest daughter was born in Berlin while I was stationed there. She's not a German citizen. She has a certificate that says she was an American citizen born abroad. She was not born in the United States, but she's an American citizen, can run for president, etc. Right? So it's a more complex legal issue than just thinking, yes, everybody has rights. Remember when the feminists went to Beijing and had the women's conference there and thought, this is really going to have a great impact on the Chinese women and give them a chance to start having their rights in their own country, which, by the way, is a country that doesn't have a social contract theory and nobody has rights. And the women that were there and influenced by the women from the United States that were trying to promote the idea that they should have their women's rights thought they were nuts, because nobody gets rights. What are you talking about? So it wasn't very influential at all. Not every country believes that there's a social contract. So that's kind of fun. But materialism. John Locke is also famous as the founder of British empiricism. You think, wait a minute, why would he be the founder of British empiricism? Hobbes is an empiricist, at least, right? Well, the reason Locke is significant as a British empiricist is because he's the first one that comes up with the problem of primary and secondary qualities. So everything that I see here, touch, taste, smell, etc., through my senses, I'm not actually observing directly. They're going through my senses. So all the motions that are entering into my brain, the way Hobbes explained it, and Locke picks up on that, are going through my senses, and my senses are giving me the impression that there's a chair there, that there's people here, that there's a cup here, that there's air I'm breathing, etc., right? Those are my senses. And so these are all secondary qualities, because the only reason I think they're there is because my senses are telling me that they're there. So they're perceived by me because of the means of my human perception. But at the same time, he also argues that everything that exists has substance, and that substance consists of atoms, which are uncuttable, small little hard particles, so that there is something here. The coldness of the water that's in the cup, the feel of the metal and everything, all of that is a secondary quality that I'm perceiving because of my senses, but there must actually be a physical object that I'm holding, because it prevents me from squishing it together. I can't put my hands together with it in the way. These things he calls the primary qualities of things. I can't actually see, hear, taste, touch any of those. I just hypothesize that they're there. So this creates the empiricist problem of how do I know what I am sensing is actually out there. And that's going to build as a problem as we go with the next philosopher, who is, are we going to do Berkeley next or Leibniz? They're both together, so it's the two of them together. Okay, so we're going to do Leibniz next. Have a look at Gottfried Leibniz for our next class. So the question is, what do you think of Locke's materialism? That everything is made out of atoms. And what does that entail? What we'll see eventually is that that's going to become utter nonsense. But how? How does that happen? Because we don't believe that anymore, right? There are no atoms that are uncuttable. Everything is broken down into energy. Fun? Questions? Sorry about the Taylor Swift thing. Any Swifties here?
I'm a Swiftie for old music.
It's 2019. Is that old?
I mean, it's in the past, but I've heard a lot of changes so recently.
I have to admit, every song I've ever heard her sing sounds exactly the same as all the other songs. Although I like the one where she's Romeo and he's Romeo and I Juliet. That's cute. Send it back out.
That one is true.
Yes.
Hello. I've missed the past couple weeks of quick questions. Is it okay if I just turn them in?
Sure.
Okay. Any late grader, I'm okay with taking.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. My bad. Thank you.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not really concerned about that. I want you all to get A's, if, you know, so as long as you turn in everything by the end of the semester, that's fine. You should be having fun in this class.
I do like the
This should
readings
be
for the
like-
most part. Yeah, I do like the readings for the most part. Also, I'm meeting some great people here, so thank you.
Because, I mean, because this kind of subject is supposed to like, it's
Supposed to
it's like
enhance.
you're a computer and, you know, okay, here's Windows 1.3, you know, here's Windows 2.0. Whoa, you know.
Yeah, like
here's
it's-
3.5,
you're upgrading from
you
95
know,
to 7,
you know,
yeah.
it's, you know,
I get you. I get you.
you know, I'm
You're giving us-
supposedly, you know, I'm following along, you know, the historical progression of like, woo, you know, we get an upgrade here, an upgrade
More
here.
and more. It's just-
Obviously,
it's
not
like a reverse
everybody.
snowball, or
Obviously, it's not going to hit everybody
Mhm.
because you could go to Wasilla, you know. That's a joke.
I'm trying to decipher the joke. Yes. Man, I still can't get you to stand up here in front of the projector all day. That hurts my eyes.
I don't go over there that often. I try to stay where the camera is running
Yeah, because of the
so
classes.
that I'm actually not just like, you know, being, oh well.
Right.
So that's all fun.
Thank you for
So yeah, no problem. And sorry I ended up deleting the videos from last class.
Oh, that's fine.
That was,
saw your